Hello everyone, my name is Amal Desailes. Today I'm just gonna go through the PostgreSQL setup hardening on the Linux processes, okay? So our goal is to install the Postgre SQL, verify by the Nmap, and also discuss like the three hardening topics. So the PostgreSQL running on a Linux server, so it's visible on the default port 5432, and then walk through the three practical hardening recommendation. So we will cover the installation, minimal configuration, how to verify the port from my Kali scanner using Nmap, and also the three very focused steps, always to reduce the risk. And this will be hands-on but concise enough to run a test and then secure the services. All right, so the environment and the objective. So the server is a Linux host, could be Ubuntu, and also the scanner is a Kali box on the same network. The goal is to simple, just make Postgres listen on its default port 5432 on the port as shows are open when we run the Nmap scan from the Kali. We are not creating databases or tables, just making the service discoverable, and also then talking about how to hardening it after the test. So the installation process for Ubuntu, the commands are sudo apt update and sudo apt install Postgres SQL. And after installation, um, enable and start the service with sudo systemctl enable now Postgres SQL. So that starts the server and also ensures it's persistent across the reboots. A quick check is like sudo systemctl status postgres. It should be also shows like if the system is active or running. Um, I will show these commands on the slide so you can actually copy them after if you really want, or you can just type these in the Kali, or you can check it actually on the Linux virtual machine, so you can actually see if your port is actually open or the installation has actually gone through right. Then configure. So Postgres only accepts remote connections if secure configured to. So the key setting is just listen addresses in postgres.cnf. So to allow the remote detection of our test, so we pretty much like a listen address is equal to the server IP address. Um, yeah, so the keyboard is like 5432. That's the default. So after editing, restart Postgres with sudo systemctl restart the Postgres. Important security note, listening on like the star opens all interfaces for production and also by an especially specifically to be needed IP. So pretty much same as all the we did earlier. So we pretty much installing it, and if you want, you can actually look it up through the Linux, or you can just scan the port through the Kali just to make sure if it is open or not closed. And if it is closed, you can actually go ahead and just open it with accessing to the master CSF. So allow remote access. So the authentication controls lives in the pg_hpa.config. For the scan and demo, add a line like host or the Kali IP, which is allow the Kali host to connect using SCRAM or SHA-256 authentication. Next, open the firewall so the Kali IP can reach port 5432. For example, sudo ufw allow from Kali IP to any port 5432 port TCP on Ubuntu. These two changes make the server reachable while still limiting access to the scanner. And then nmap. So now they're on the Kali mission nmap /pn/sp/p 5432 server IP address. So The SV does version detection, and also the PN skips the host discovery, which is useful for ICMP is blocked. And if everything is correct, Nmap should show like the 5432/TCP open PostgreSQL and possibly the version. If it is filtered or closed, that indicates a firewalls or a bind problem. If it is open but no version is shown, that's okay. Some configurations suppress the version info for live demos and run the Nmap scan now and also just show the output. And transitioning to the hardening. So making the service discoverable is useful for testing, but it is always increase the exposure. So the next, I will cover three high impact hardening steps that balance security with usability, limit exposure, enforce strong, and also authentication and also encryption, and also apply patching, least privilege, and also the auditing. So recommendation one, limit the network exposure. So first reduce the attack surface instead of just listen underscore address is equal to star set listen underscore addresses to the specific server IP or the local host. If it is now remote access is needed, use host-based firewalls to only allow trusted management IPs. For example, if you carry your admin workstation, if remote connections are not required, don't enable them. This simple step prevents most opportunistic scans from finding your Postgres instances. Then the next hardening recommendation is authentication or encryption. So second, title authentication or encryption traffic in pg underscore hpa.config prefer scramjet 256 over older methods like MD5. Also enable SSL/TLS so the client traffic is encrypted. Use host SSL entries in the and also configure the server certificates. This prevents credential theft over the network and also protect data in transit. If you must support legacy clients, isolate them behind VPNs rather than just weaken the authentication. Next, patch released privilege or slash audit. So third, maintain updates and principles of least privilege. Keep PostgreSQL and also the OS patched to reduce the risk of non-vulnerabilities. Limit the use of super user roles. Create specific roles with only the privileges they need. Finally, enable the connection logging and also consider pg/underscore for more detailed auditing. These steps reduce the blast radius of the breach and also help you to detect the suspicious activity quickly. So now we actually coming to a summary. So to recap the demo, so we actually went through how we installed the PostgreSQL, configure it to listen on port 5432, adjusted it to like a pg underscore hpa.conf, and also the firewall so the Kali scanner could hit it and also verify the port is open using Nmap. Then we looked at three hardening controls you should apply for testing, narrow network exposure, enforce grammar and SSL, and also keep the system patched with role-based privileges and also auditing enabled. Um, Conclusion. So key takeaway, it's easy to make Postgres visible for testing, but you must follow the securing it after your scan. Revert listens underscore addresses to minimize settings, keep firewall roles tagged, and also enable strong authentication and SSL for the production. Follow the CIS PostgreSQL benchmark or systematically harden the server. If you want, I can also provide a single copy script or plus the revert protocol. So that's it. Thanks for listening and free to use any part of the slide you think if it is helpful. And if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments or discussions. And that is pretty much it. All right, everyone, have a good day. Thank you.